So I like to get out in the car and drive around. And there's a couple reasons for that. It's relaxing, kind of get out, see the countryside, listen to some music. But also it's really a great way to scout locations. And so I'll get out Google Maps and take a look around, see what direction I want to head in, what's out there. And I'll just get in the car and I'll drive for an hour, 2 hours, and explore. And I've got a little note app on my phone, and if I find a place that is particularly intriguing, then what I might end up doing is noting it in that app, putting the address, taking a screenshot of the location. But obviously, if you look around, there's a lot of countryside out here. There's a lot of trees, there's a lot of old fences, there's some old barns. And since I'm not in the mountains and I don't have all of that natural elevation change that can really make a photograph interesting, I kind of work with what I've got and what I have access to that's a pretty close drive to my home. The mountains are about an hour, a little over an hour, so I get up there quite a bit. But if I think the light is going to be good one night, I'll hop in the car and I'll try to get to a location maybe an hour before the sun is due to set. And it gives me a chance to set up. It gives me a chance to figure out exactly how I want to compose a shot. And I might even take some test shots too, just to get a sense of what it's going to look like on the screen, what it's going to look like once the light is really good. So it rained earlier today, and that means there's a chance that there will be some pretty good clouds. And I have this spot that I enjoy going to. That's where I'm heading right now, and I'm hoping I'll get some good light later once the sun gets low enough to illuminate the clouds that are kind of rising from all of the moisture that was released by that rainfall a little earlier today. So I think I've found a composition. Drove around for a while. I had an idea of where some nice trees were, and I thought that perhaps I'd get some decent light. Right now it's setting up pretty well. It rained a lot earlier, so there's a lot of moisture in the air. It's real humid. There's a lot of low-lying clouds as well as pretty high clouds. I'm hoping they'll catch light. The sun is actually setting back in this direction, back behind me, but a lot of times it'll cast some nice light on the clouds in the complete opposite direction of where it's setting. And so I'm hoping I'm gonna get that light tonight. That's a really pretty tree. It's got that nice white bark with the darker kind of green foliage on it. So it could pop really well, especially with this field here in front of it, and then hopefully a colorful sky. We'll see. I'm hoping I get lucky, but you never know when it comes to stuff like this. basically use Photoshop to edit everything. And what that gives me is a tremendous amount of freedom. And what I mean by that is right now I'm shooting the tree because the sunlight is hitting the tree right now, and it's illuminating all of the bark, the branches. It's really making it pop. And that's not going to be the case here in about 10 minutes because you can see the shadows are catching the tree. And so once that occurs, I won't really be able to expose the tree like I would like to. So I've got it framed now. I'm going to keep it here on my tripod. I'm shooting at f9.5, 100 ISO. And right now it's slightly overexposed, but I'll start underexposing once the sky, hopefully, crossing my fingers, starts to pop. And then I'll blend all of this together in Photoshop. So I'm hopeful right now. You can see the sun is getting kind of lower behind me. It's casting some nice long shadows. I still have a lot of cloud cover behind that tree, and so it could really pop as long as nothing blocks the sun. So I still see a few low clouds on the horizon. They could kind of impede that sunlight and make it not quite as vivid onto the clouds. We'll see. It's always kind of a guessing game what's going to happen, but certainly the conditions are pretty favorable for a nice sunset, which is why I'm out here tonight. And hopefully I'll get lucky. But if you don't put yourself out there, if you don't get yourself in the spot to get the photo, you'll never get it. I'm not sure if you can see behind me, I'm starting to get some pretty decent light. Another thing that I've been doing, I've been focus stacking all of this grass. So I've been focusing close to far with the camera, exposing it pretty high to make sure that it's clear and that I've got a lot of light to work with, I guess, once I'm in post-processing. But now all I care about is the sky, and I'm underexposing the sky to bring out all of the textures and the colors, and hopefully it'll really pop once the sun is finished setting. So it's setting up pretty nice. I'm happy with the way things are looking. I think the color is going to pop even more here in the next few minutes, and I think I'll end up with an image that I'm happy with.